Hi, this is Natasha Lee Martin. We are talking about a lesson 3 for ASA 101 certification, and I have my two fabulous students here, Natasha also, and Holly. Welcome. We are going to talk today about tacking versus jibing, and what the heck is the difference? So you had a great question that you wanted to bring up, Natasha, about that.
How do you remember which is which? So is tacking going into the wind or jibing going into the wind, and how do you remember that?
Wonderful question. I'm so glad you asked that, because it can be really confusing, right? The way I like to think about tacking is that you have wind when you're sailing on one side of the boat or the other, right? So say you're on a port tack, which means what side of the boat is the wind coming from and hitting the boat on?
Starboard.
If you're on a port tack.
Port side.
Port side, that's right. Very good. Yes. So you've got your wind coming from the port side, hitting the boat on the port side. Therefore, the sails are on the starboard side, right? And so when you're on a port tack, you know that the wind must be coming from the port side of the boat, right? That's where it's hitting the boat the strongest. And that's how you're able to sail, because the sails create lift and create a foil, and that creates lift. So when you're tacking, you know that in your mind, if you want to cross the bow through the wind, is my fancy model, and the wind is going to go to the other side of the boat, which is the starboard side, as the boat moves, not the wind, but the boat mainly is moving, right? That you are going to have to put the bow closer to the wind. Therefore, you're going to go through that period of irons, right, which is that dead zone, and then you're going to cross through the wind with the bow, and the wind's going to end up on the starboard side. If you are jibing, what part of the boat are you crossing through the wind instead of the bow?
The stern.
The stern, that's right. So now you have the wind on a broad reach, preferably right before you jibe for safety, so that the wind is back here, right? And that you're not going from a close haul, heeling really hard into swinging the whole boat around, which could be dangerous, right? And you could jibe the mainsail right back the other way and get backwinded, right? So in order to cross the stern through the wind, we try to get on a broad reach first, because it's safer, and then we cross the stern. Here's the back of the boat, right? We have my fancy model. We cross the stern through the wind, and the wind is now on the other side of the boat. So if we're on a port tack, we cross the stern, the back of the boat, through the wind, and now we've moved the boat through the wind. From the back side, it crosses around the back of the boat, and now it moves to the starboard side. And now we're on a starboard tack. And that is tacking versus jibing. Thank you.